Welcome to info session for Botcamp Cohort 11. I think I am streaming right now, but let me just check YouTube. Let's see, it looks like I am. Okay, great. Welcome everyone. I think we'll probably get started in about 3 to 4 minutes, waiting for folks to file in. Let me actually probably maybe notify the folks on the Hummingbot Discord. Discord is the main watering hole for the Hummingbot community, and so I think we have probably folks there. Hello, everyone. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat if you have some. But basically, over the next half hour or so, I'll try to cover what a Botcamp cohort is, what we try to teach, and what's new about this cohort versus the other 10 that we've done in the past. What you're seeing is a movie playing of a bot that was run by our CTO Fede recently. This is a new strategy template. I think this is the grid strike strategy, if I'm not mistaken. But this is one of the examples of the type of strategies that you can build using Hummingbot and the new V2 framework. And this is kind of like, I would say, part of the evolution of Hummingbot into a more professional grade open source framework that really helps someone who's doing market making, build on top of a lot of open source, well-tested code, and also that's something that's capable of deploying really professional grade, high frequency strategies on pretty much any exchange in crypto. So over the next half hour or so, I think what I'll try to cover is what a Botcamp cohort is, who should be taking these cohorts, as well as what you can do afterwards. And then I'll also go into detail on what the agenda of cohort 11 looks like, and kind of like what's different about this cohort versus some of the other cohorts that we have done in the past. As an introduction, my name is Mike. I'm one of the original co-founders of Hummingbot. We started this project almost 6 years ago now. I think is when we first open sourced it. But over the past few years, and I think really thanks to Fede and the rest of the team at Hummingbot Foundation, I think we've kind of really found a sustainable path for the open source project. And I think our mission is really to just advance the democratization of open source high frequency trading and try to build a framework that is usable by both individuals as well as institutions, and where it's something that the community can really contribute to and build on top of. And thank you, Fede. It is my birthday today. 46 years young, but honestly, I'm feeling really good this year. I think that really seeing how the community has embraced Hummingbot has really really encouraged me to just keep going and keep on trucking. All right, well, let's get into it. I think we have almost 20 people watching now, so let's go ahead and delve into what Botcamp Cohort 11 will do and who it's for. All right, so first I'll give an introduction into the how Botcamp cohorts work, and then we'll delve directly into the agenda, go through each session, and then finally I'll leave some space for AMA. Meanwhile, let me actually pull up both the Discord chat, so feel free to drop your questions if you have some in both the Discord chat or in Discord here. I think we have a live chat. We have a Botcamp public channel here as well, so I'll kind of like put both of these on one of these screens here so that I can monitor any questions that come through. But the main thing, go back to the other screen here. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So Hummingbot, I think just as an introduction, is an open source framework that has integrations to many crypto exchanges. And the main purpose is to standardize connectivity to these exchanges and offer a set of common REST endpoints that allow developers to build the same algorithmic trading strategy, what we call a bot, and then run that bot on different exchanges without having to change lots of the code or delve directly into the APIs. One of the reasons we first got started is because a lot of exchanges have very different APIs, and this problem has grown over the years as each of the exchanges have started to offer different types of markets. So when we first started Hummingbot, we integrated, I think, into a few exchanges just into the spot markets. And today we integrate into, I think, over 50 different official exchanges in both spot, perpetual, as well as AMM type of markets. So, and I think as we're seeing the maturation of the crypto industry, we're seeing kind of like more complexity on the exchange layer, which also means that they keep on updating their APIs, and so that's why I think Hummingbot has started to fill a niche, which was needed, frankly, in my opinion, in the industry, that of an open source framework that is community owned and something that people can trust and people can build on top of. So as over the years, we're seeing more and more kind of like more professional users adopt Hummingbot. I think that's one reason why we're seeing more active monthly instances now. So right now, we're Hummingbot overall globally. We're tracking about 6 billion a month in volume, along with about 6,000 instances at any given time. And I think this is actually a part of undercount because probably a lot of the more professional users turn off the data reporting feature that this relies on. But overall, we're grateful for all the users out there, whether they report data or not, because it's really this activity that is generating the exchange volume that helps to sustain Hummingbot. But over years, we have realized, unfortunately, that the fee share partnerships we get from exchanges alone is extremely volatile. It tends to fluctuate with volume in the industry, and so it's good in bear markets. It's decent in bull markets, but in bear markets, sometimes it's just not enough to sustain the ongoing operations of even a few people at the foundation. So that's one reason why we started a for-profit education company called Botcamp a few years ago to help support the non-profit foundation. And the goal of Botcamp is to provide a resource to be official certifications, and then do training, and then really help people get the most out of Hummingbot. So Botcamp, we've done 10 cohorts now. So we've had over 250 people take these cohorts and kind of take I think a 4 to 6 week intensive boot camp that in which they basically try to build their own custom algo trading strategy using the Hummingbot framework. So not everyone successfully does so, but we have had a large subset of the people who've taken Botcamp get certified. And the way you get certified is basically you build your own strategy, you present it, and you basically present it during the final session, which is a demo day. So and I think there has we have seen over the past few years, people have gotten benefits out of the certification process. Currently, we operate a Dev Wanted channel on the Hummingbot Discord, and we're seeing especially recently, over the years, over the last few months, more and more people are looking for certified developers and market makers in helping them build their strategies. Because certification, it kind of basically is an indication that you have you know how to use the Hummingbot framework and customize it to build a strategy, and you've also presented your strategy in a public demo day video. So it's almost like a resume for your Hummingbot, what you're capable of with Hummingbot. So so I think I would say I think in this, and I think overall we're going to try to create more opportunities for the Botcamp alumni, whether it's kind of referring them to market makers who are hiring, or trying to do more kind of like alumni only events for the Botcamp community. But overall, I think that we're starting to see kind of the value of Botcamp from the community aspect rise within the overall Hummingbot ecosystem. And then so just I'm tired of talking a little bit, so let me let Alex, which is one of our Botcamp alumni, speak for himself in terms of what he learned in Botcamp. As an aside, Alex is currently building. He improved the Telegram integration in Hummingbot recently, so I think we're going to try to give him a bounty for his community contribution there.
Currently, I'm a software engineer.
So let me actually do something in my OBS. I think I have to do something so you can hear this. 1 second. Let's try this.
Yeah. So based in Singapore and Hong Kong. Originally, I work in the data science space as an AI engineer. I think to me, crypto space is something pretty new. I joined this Botcamp because I see there's a vibrant community, right? And the project that Hummingbot built is pretty solid. I would like to learn from the community. I think what is valuable is the mentorship and the review of the script, and also the demo day. I think demo day is help me with the networking a lot. So I think through this Botcamp, I met a lot of experienced traders. Also, some trader has been working in the crypto space for a while. So I think they have give me a lot of good ideas. Because for me, I'm more like a developer. I like building tools. I'm not a person that have a close touch with the market. So I think working with them can be a good chance for me because they can give me feedback, what is working well and what is not working well. And I can build my stuff like. Yeah, I learned more about the inside out of the Hummingbot code base, how it works. And also I learned more about the trader mindset. I think this is something that I think is something new but important to me if I want to grow more like to be a algo trader, I mean retail algo trader. Essentially those nuances when you place an order, how should you execute your order and how should you handle different situations when the order fails. And I think throughout the networking part, as in when I collaborate with more traders in the community, I learn more about how to do different trading specific things like hedging. I think hedging has been covered a lot in the community, which is something that I didn't really much consider. Yeah, essentially just these kind of nuances about trading that a developer may overlook at the beginning. So I think it's really covered in the community.
Well, yeah. Thank you, Alex, for virtually describing some of the benefits that he got out of Botcamp. So generally, we actually see kind of two profiles of people who tend to be successful with Botcamp. One is like Alex, someone who has a developer background, who wants to get into market making either professionally or as a serious hobby, but wants to get up to speed in terms of learning the actual the practical nuances of running a real bot. And I think how bot actually works and what you can tune, what you can rely on the bot to do. The other kind of profile of the person we see successful with Botcamp is someone who comes from kind of like more of a technical background, or more of like a business background. Someone either maybe is working in a market making firm or an exchange, and who wants to actually learn more of the technical aspects of market making. And so with Hummingbot, I would say, while it definitely helps to be a developer, we have seen people who are non-developers be successful with Hummingbot and who learn enough on the technical aspect to actually get a job, as a quant trader at a market making firm. So I think overall, I do think Hummingbot overall is a good kind of training ground for anyone that wants to get into market making seriously, whether you're doing so individually or in a professional capacity. But let me dive into a bit more detail right now onto the actual agenda and the schedule for Cohort 11, and I'll kind of go just week by week and try to explain what we try to teach along the way. So overall, as I mentioned earlier, I do think Hummingbot has evolved quite a lot into a an open source framework that's designed for professional market making. And there's really four reasons behind that why we think it's more suitable for professional market making now. As you saw in the very beginning of the session, the Hummingbot is more capable of placing and managing many more orders than it could at the very beginning. And I think that's a testament to how both Fede and also Abel and many really good engineers have worked on Hummingbot and improved the connectivity that it has to basically the standard for how it connects to an exchange, and how it can manage through the exchange WebSocket API, a large number of orders at a time. And so that high frequency nature, being able to manage individual positions across many exchanges, I think is one reason why it's more professional. The other reason is I think now we have the V2 framework. There's more kind of abstraction, but I'll get into the abstraction part later. From a connectivity standpoint, Hummingbot is starting to become the standard for kind of connecting to order book exchanges. So we're seeing more of the top exchanges adopt, and fund Hummingbot connectors. Through the community, I think we basically have the community take on bounties in order to maintain all the community connectors. But that is kind of based on how much the community kind of wants to fund the maintenance of these connectors through the voting process. But overall, we're committed to improving connectivity to the top exchanges used by people, whether there's decentralized or centralized. So, one example is Hyperliquid. When we saw that people in our Discord were asking us to integrate into Hyperliquid, I think we were one of the first open source projects that did so, and I think I think we'll try to continue to do that with any new exchange that gains popularity among the user base. In terms of another reason I think it's more professional is abstraction. So Hummingbot with the V2 framework is now capable of kind of creating more professional grade strategies. We actually recently introduced a new feature that allows an executor to hold positions instead of having to automatically reverse each one. So essentially now you can run a bot and kind of have the bot run kind of abstractions, which are like executors, but then you can kind of stop an executor and have that have your bot kind of hold positions as well. So I think this feature will enable more professional market making strategies as well, because a lot of market making strategies actually do have this concept of inventory that they're managing. And finally, I think the other benefit that Hummingbot now offers is scalability. So we have the backend API, which allows you to basically manage and deploy many bots at scale, but because each one is Docker image you're deploying. And then also we have a dashboard layer that allows you to kind of basically use this backend API as a UI and deploy bots. We are going to actually improve probably the dashboard soon, but we do think that overall we have the right. Hummingbot I think has a framework now for launching multiple bots at a time. So once you've kind of configure your strategy, you can deploy it across many configurations, across many pairs and many exchanges more easily. So these are the kind of four reasons we think Hummingbot is more professional, and that's why overall the focus for Cohort 11 is really upscaling the participants to a point where they can basically start a market making business, either for themselves or join a market maker and just step in and become a useful employee on day one. All right, so let me go into more details in terms of what Cohort 11 will offer. So we're still going to have these two certification tracks, and the tracks really just are based on which template you start with in terms of the work you'll be doing. So we do encourage people to follow the strategy developer track. This is a bit more onerous because it involves actually building and coding a custom strategy using the V2 framework. So the requirements are to design and code a Hummingbot script or controller. I think we actually going to heavily encourage people to do a controller because the controllers are going to be more scalable. You can, you can if you can basically use all the kind of like the nuts and bolts of the V2 framework, V2 controller. But then once you do so, then you'll basically submit the template with your code along with the video describing what it's doing and showing it in operation. I also think because of AI today, it's actually easier, even if you're not as technical, to complete the strategy developer track. And this is actually one thing we do in office hours is help people with specific questions they have about their strategies. We really try to handhold them in completing the requirements from a strategy developer standpoint. It's also why we try to keep the cohort sizes small. I think that we're happy with anything. It could be like 20 people, and we'll be happy doing a cohort with 20 people because it means we can offer each person personalized guidance. But the other track is also viable as well. This is for folks who are just basically non-technical, but who still want to understand the business and operational aspects of market making. So this one you'll start with a market maker template, and the requirement to complete it is to basically design and implement a market making strategy using Hummingbot, using one of the existing strategy templates. But we do expect you to kind of actually analyze, come up with a hypothesis for why your strategy will accomplish what it's trying to accomplish. So it could be to generate P&L and make money if it's like an arbitrage or cross-exchange market making strategy. But it could also be to fulfill certain obligations from a market making standpoint, as in generating a certain amount of volume or filling a certain percentage of orders that are incoming in a certain trading pair. But overall, these two tracks are designed to help people complete the certification process because we do want every person that takes Botcamp to become certified. So in terms of the Cohort 11 agenda, the actual agenda, here's the actual agenda. Let me move this is week 4 over here behind my face. But basically, the agenda we're going to start on April 8th, and it will end on April 28th. Let me actually try to move my face here. That doesn't work. A second. There we go. Try that. Okay. All right. This actually might be better. Essentially, one thing we're changing with this cohort is we're really trying to make it more condensed and a bit more intensive. So I think we've actually added the number of live sessions. I think there's 13 now across the cohort, but now it's really 3+ weeks, because we believe that we want users to really graduate. And I think having sessions every day. So there's sessions Monday through Thursday in week 1, Monday through Thursday in week 2. We have office hours as well. Similarly in week 3, and finally a demo day in week 4. So I think by having sessions almost every single day, it does kind of reinforce things a bit more. And we hope that this kind of more condensed, more intensive schedule will lead to higher graduation rates among the participants. So and also I should mention the theory sessions are kind of more aligned with the folks who are taking the market maker track. The technical sessions are more aligned with the folks taking the developer track. But overall, we want users to attend both, hopefully, because that's how they'll get the most out of it. So in week 1, I'm sorry, I should mention that if you purchase a cohort and it also includes the 4 kind of like the paid market making courses that we offer in Botcamp. We treat these as a pre-work. These are optional, but we do think that for folks that want to get a leg up and digest the material beforehand, these courses offer a good way to get up to speed before the Botcamp cohort starts. And we also kind of assign some of the challenges here as homework for folks that want to understand more during the cohort themselves. So that's pre-work. But then in week 1, so that we're going to start the cohort on April 8th, 2025. So that's in about 3+ weeks. And so the first session is really going to be just designed to giving people a really basic understanding of how market makings work, how market making works, what it is and what it's not. And overall, my goal there is really to just demystify what algo trading is and make sure that people understand the different types of algo trading strategies, what they're intended to accomplish, and actually how to basically how to think about bots not as black boxes but more as a set of logical flows that you have full control over. And in the second session, this will be on Wednesday, April 9th. Fede will lead this one. He'll lead the technical sessions, and he'll kind of go over how the Hummingbot open source framework works, setting up the environment, and helping people understand how the architecture of Hummingbot, along with the V2 framework, allows you to kind of compose pretty sophisticated market making strategies. So in the third session, I'll go into more detail on actually market making, and we'll run the market making strategy. And we'll also try to understand how the seminal paper in market making, authored by Avlana and Stoikov, it really provides the underpinnings theoretically for modern market making strategies. This paper is still a lot of market making firms still base their strategies off of this original paper, but they've kind of customized it to a lot. But I think understanding how the paper works and understanding the theory behind market making is important from a risk management standpoint. And then finally, Fede will go into more detail in the fourth session about how to actually customize and actually implement different trading strategies using the V2 framework. So overall, in week one, we hope that after these 4 sessions, people will really understand how to, really how to do algo trading, the different types of strategies, and how to implement them using Hummingbot. So at the end of week one, you should already be at a point where you can kind of run and code basic bots. So in week 2, we hope that we've completed the homework for week 1. You've done some of the challenges in the homework. So week 2 is really designed to kind of reinforce week 1 and get people to be able to get comfortable customizing and building their own trading strategies. So in the first session, I'll kind of explain the theory behind different types of market making strategies once you expand to multiple exchanges. So market making, I think, once you factor in the fact that you can have capital on different exchanges, some exchanges might have markets that trade differently than others. Some might offer different incentives than others. I think that really opens the game up, because now you're not just market making on a single venue, you're hedging on multiple venues, you're exploring the differences between these markets. And sometimes you're also exploring the differences, not just between, for instance, like Binance and OKX, but perhaps between the perpetual futures market on Binance and a spot market or another perpetual market on a different exchange. So overall, because of the nuances of understanding just how these different markets work, this is actually where a lot of the alpha and market making comes from. So understanding these differences is really key. So overall, I think this theory part I think is important, but then once you understand that, then you get to put it into practice. On Wednesday in the second week, Fede will cover essentially how to customize your strategies using Hummingbot. And then finally, we are going to get into the business of market making, because I think understanding the business aspect is quite important. I will also try to line up like an AMA with someone who works at a professional market maker in this session, because I think it's important that people understand, what it's actually like to either run your own market making company or working at a market maker, and what it's like day to day. And then finally, the final the instructional live session will be about scalability. So running many bots in production. Number one, how to do that, how to actually walking through step by step how to set up a multi-bot deployment with Hummingbot, and also number two, how to manage it once you've done so. Once you're running, let's say, 3 or 4 bots, how do you monitor all of them? How do you create a system that you can actually scale and manage with a single person or a small team? And you can manage many bots even with that. So overall, hopefully it's a pretty intensive 2 weeks, but overall by this point you're ready to build your own custom strategy. And so week 3 is about providing kind of office hours. So all these sessions, just like the live sessions, we will take student questions beforehand, try to answer them during the session, and record it and make them available to the entire cohort. But we think this approach allows people to get personalized, get the folks who want to ask questions and want to get the help they need. And usually these questions are ones that a lot of people in the cohort already also have. So we found it helpful to record it and make them available to everyone. And so week 3, hopefully this is when you're basically building your own custom strategy, recording a video about it, and then presenting it at demo day. So if you search on YouTube, we actually have a playlist for all the demo day cohorts and what people have presented during the demo days. So you can see there who what people have presented, and we also have a list of the certified developers on the website. But overall, we want everyone who takes Botcamp to succeed by getting certified through demo day, and we think it's our job to shepherd the participants through the Botcamp process and hopefully teach them what they want to learn, which is typically how they can implement their custom strategy and deploy it live and really see it working in action. Okay, so I hope that covers everything with Hummingbot. And I do want to thank everyone for sticking out and learning about Hummingbot. So that's why I'm very excited to offer a 20% off discount code for everyone who has watched this info session. So right now, and I think through the basically for the foreseeable future, you can use info session at checkout on the Botcamp website to get 20% off your purchase. So basically, I think the early bird pricing is still active until I think for another 3-4 days. So for the next 3-4 days, you can get 20% off of that, and then even afterwards, I think you can get 20% off the regular pricing as well. So overall, I want to thank everyone for learning about Botcamp. We are actually going to do an info live stream tomorrow on the new market making controller that is in the Hummingbot V2 framework. So I do encourage you to watch that live stream tomorrow, because I think we'll start to we'll be teaching how people can use that market making controller and extend it during the Botcamp cohort. All right. Well, so thank you very much for attending the info session. I will wait for an AMA if people want to ask questions on either YouTube or Discord. I'll pause here and see if there's any questions. All right. Well, yeah. I don't see any questions in the live chat, so I think we'll probably end the live stream now. But I do want to welcome everyone. Actually, sorry, I do see one question, and actually, thank you, Memento, for wishing me happy birthday. One question I do see one question from Javier Saz. Due to scarce spare time, cannot attend this cohort. Will there be another one in the next quarter? Good question. I would say the next one will probably not be until we are probably going to have another one this year, but we are going to lower the frequency of Botcamp cohorts to probably 2 per year. So the next one will likely be probably not until the third quarter this year. And one of the main reasons for that is because in the second quarter, the Botcamp will be announcing an incentive program that we're launching in partnership with XRPL. So this partnership will reward users of Hummingbot for trading and basically producing volume and liquidity on certain designated trading pairs on the XRP ledger. So that's why I would say because of that, we're gonna try to really kind of devote some resources to that, which means we probably can't do as many cohorts, but we are gonna do like one in April. This is the cohort 11, and we'll probably do at least one other one, cohort 12, probably later on this year. I should also mention we're also planning to launch a few kind of smaller workshops they're more like smaller cohorts focused on learning a specific type of strategy, perhaps fundamental arbitrage or DEX arbitrage over like a 1 week period. So to be honest, yeah, we actually might kind of experiment with that format in maybe like August or so, and then also we'll probably do one more like cohort like this one in the third, probably in the third quarter, like September or October. So that's kind of the goal. But yeah, I think overall we do understand time requirements, and so we actually have had folks who started cohort, realized that they didn't have the time, and then we do allow you to defer until the next cohort. So, but of course, like it is time commitment, and I think the folks who have got the most out of it are the folks who have been able to kind of like really put in the time over this this 4 week period, and really kind of like spend sometimes 10 hours per week to really understand the material, to build the strategy, and to present it at demo day. So I totally understand if time requirements are an issue. Okay, well, yeah, hopefully that answered people's questions about how Botcamp works. Let me just I'll play the video again of the strategy running, because I think it's really cool how many orders Hummingbot is now capable of placing for you and managing. And I think it's not just about placing the orders; it's also about understanding the P&L of the orders you filled, understanding the unrealized P&L of your open positions, and really doing all the tracking so that you can run multiple bots even on the same account, and each of those bots are managing only what they're managing and not touching what the other bots are doing. So yeah, so a lot of I think this is where I think Hummingbot is just more professional grade than it used to be, and I think we're now capable of teaching people how to build strategies where they can truly compete with the big boys. All right, enough shilling by me. I'm gonna go and actually do some coding and work on the Hummingbot from a technical perspective. But overall, I hope this gives a good intro into what we're going to cover in cohort 11, and where you can build to learn and build strategies that look like this. All right, everyone. See you next time, and I'll hope to see you on the Hummingbot Discord.